Hello. 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 It's so good to be here with you today. I get a chance to talk about what I enjoy talking about more than anything in the world. And that's how beautiful you are. How holy you are. How powerful you are. How innocent you are. I get a chance to remind you of things that you might forget about during the week when you deep into the illusion that you created so beautifully, so magnificently that you actually sometimes believe you're a victim of it. Is that right? Yeah. Sometimes you really think you're at the effect level of what's going on. So I get a chance to keep my part of the agreement that we made before we were born, which is for you to come here and me to come here again so that I can remind myself and remind you of the fact that we're innocent. So I'm going to talk to you as if you are totally innocent and totally powerful and totally beautiful and totally radiant and totally unlimited. Do I have your permission?
Yes.
Yeah. Now, it doesn't matter whether or not you believe it. Things can be true whether you believe it or not. Things can be true whether you believe it or not. Things can be true whether you believe it or not. I'm going to do more and more repetition. 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 So I'm going to continue on the test of truth on page 299 in the text, Foundation for Inner Peace version. And I want to, that's on page 299. 299.
Yes.
Sometimes you have a hard time staying awake when you're focusing in on the truth. So do I. Sometimes when I'm up here teaching you all, I want to fall asleep. And so I'm going to keep myself awake, and I will invite you to keep yourself awake. Is that cool?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to start off with paragraph 12. And that's the paragraph that starts out with those who remember always that they know nothing. It's on page 299. The sentence says, those who remember always that they know nothing and who have become willing to learn everything will learn it. So if you want to learn everything, you have to always remember that you don't know anything. If you want to always learn everything, the first thing you do is remember that you don't know anything for absolute certainty. The Course in Miracles says knowledge means absolute certainty. So when you say you know something, you're saying you have absolute certainty about it. There is absolutely no doubt on any level at all about it. And so it says to learn everything, you need to remember, and I'm just putting it in the conversational way, that you need to remember that you don't know anything. Then you become willing to learn everything, and then you'll learn everything when you're willing to learn everything, and you know you're willing to learn everything when you realize you don't know anything. And when you recognize you don't know, then that's how you signify that you're ready to learn, Crystal. Okay? All right. So I wanted that crystal smile. I needed a crystal smile right then, and I knew I had to do it. I did it too. It worked. It worked immediately. Okay. He says, but whenever you trust yourself, you won't learn. Now we know why we haven't learned. We're trusting ourselves. It's interesting because most things tell you should trust yourself. The Course in Miracles, true to form, always telling us something different than what we've learned. Said, no, you don't need to trust yourself. That's your problem.
That's right.
Okay. Then it goes on to say, when you trust yourself, you won't learn. So I always work back. And then I go, I haven't learned whatever it is I haven't learned because that's the area I'm trusting myself, which means I'm not admitting to myself that I don't know everything, which is why I'm not learning. Okay, so then it says, those who trust themselves because they know they think they know everything have destroyed their motivation for learning. So what destroys your motivation for learning? He says thinking you already know. So if you think you already know the Course, you're not going to have any motivation to learn the Course. If you think you already know how to have a relationship, even though it's not really happening right, then it's because some part of you thinks you know what a relationship is about. So whatever area of your life that you are struggling in is the area where you're trusting yourself separate from God in. So I like the Course in Miracles because it gets you out of denial. If you can't study the Course in Miracles and then pretend you don't know why things aren't working, because we just had that covered in 3 sentences. Okay, now you know. Now you can walk out. Now you know. Why is it that nothing's going right in the areas that you think nothing is going right? Because you think you know. That's when you think you're trusting your own self. Okay, so see, you're trusting your own little self. And then it says, think not, which we're pretty good at. The Course is well within our ability to do. Said, think not. You understand anything until you pass the test of perfect peace, because peace and understanding go together and never can be found alone. You're not going to find peace hanging out somewhere by itself. Okay, peace is never by itself. Imagine I'm peace. Peace is not hanging out by itself. Peace is always hanging out with understanding. So whenever I feel peace, that's when I have understanding. And whenever I feel like I understand, that's when I have peace. And so the Course says, you'll never have peace without understanding. You'll never have understanding without peace. So when you have conflict, you don't have understanding. Another proof about where we stand. So the people who are most upset are the people who really don't understand. So you're not guilty, you're not sinful, you just don't understand. You can go, I just don't understand you. I just don't understand you. Not, I just can't stand you. It's just a slight little variation will change that whole thing. Okay? Okay, so the next time you're upset, what are you going to say? I don't understand, which is one of the workbook lessons. I do not understand anything I see. And you could also say, I do not understand anything I feel. I do not understand anything I feel about you. I'm mad. So I don't understand anything I feel about you. I'm upset. I don't understand anything about our relationship. Why? Because I feel upset. I don't understand anything about my boss. Why? Because I'm upset with my boss. I don't understand anything about myself. Just because I'm upset, I don't understand. So I don't understand is what we should all say very loudly right now.
I don't understand. I just don't understand.
I just don't understand. I don't understand. I don't understand. I don't understand my mama. I don't understand my daddy. I don't understand my money situation. How many of y'all don't understand your money situation like you want to? All right, so don't go to nobody in this room for financial advice. We're here to show the world how happy you can be without money. Necessary for your joy. I'm going to show you how much fun you can have without a relationship.
That's right.
That's right. That's more money.
And I don't understand because I I'm feeling some sort of conflict.
I don't understand because I'm feeling some sort of conflict, or whenever I feel some sort of conflict, it means I don't understand. Okay. This is just one paragraph. Okay. That's what it is. Now we understand. All right. See the difference? As soon as we had understanding, everybody felt peace. You know, everybody that liked me doing that. And the ones who didn't, they still don't understand me. Okay. People that don't like me, you just don't understand, because if you understood me, you'd like me. So the problem's not with me. Why? Because there's some people that like me. That all I need is one exception, then I know it has nothing to do with me, it's got something to do with you. You decided not to like me. That's your perceived loss, because I'm fun. That's right. And I got some sense. So that just means nobody wants to be with me. Okay. So what is it that you always find with peace?
Understanding.
Okay, so they're a couple.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So that means each brings the other with it. So like a codependent couple. Okay. So each brings the other with it. Peace brings understanding. Understanding brings peace, because it's a law of God that your peace never be separate from your understanding. Is a law of love. A law of love is that you have peace and understanding with each other. A law of love is that you have peace and understanding with each other. Okay? Now, one of the alarming things about hearing the course is the first time you hear it, it makes you aware of everything you're not doing. So the temptation would be to feel guilty or to beat yourself up or something like that. But I'm sorry, in order to go toward what you want, you have to be willing to see what you're doing that's not giving you that. Okay? All right, so we're going to hang in there through finding out we don't understand anything. Okay? And then it says, that means that they are cause and effect, each to the other. That means where one of them is absent, the other one can't be. If peace is not here, understanding is not here. If understanding is not here, peace is not here. And only those who recognize they cannot know unless they have peace and understanding can really learn it all. So I cannot learn until I recognize I don't know anything if I'm in fear. So I'm not going to come to you upset, acting like I know what's wrong. It's like somebody coming to a clarity session and they think they already know what the problem is. I can't help a person that's saying constantly while I'm talking to them, I already know that. I already know that. But you're damn unhappy. So there's no way you can already know that. And that's what the ego does. It thinks just because it's read something, that's the same as having understanding of it. So it says, oh, I know I'm the one that's creating my reality. It ain't nowhere in the world that none of us believe we're creating our reality and not happy. If you really knew you were creating your reality and it was a matter of your thinking to allow you to have everything you want, you'd be glad about that, because that means everything that can make you happy is with you right now, because you are with you right now. That would mean your happiness and abundance don't have anything to do with me liking you, influence, who you know, being a victim. That would be the best news you ever heard in your life. If you really heard you are the creator of your experience, and your experience comes from your consciousness and your thinking and your feeling. So for anybody to be unhappy saying that they understand what I just got through saying, they're fooling themselves. That's how you can tell. Your feelings never lie. Your feelings may be lying about whatever it is you're upset about, but your feelings are always telling you what you're believing. All right, you got me? So your feelings are a much better guide than your intellect, because your intellect will just tell you whatever you tell it to tell you. But your feelings don't fool you. You know when you don't feel good if you really take a minute to just be with yourself. You know when you're not feeling trust. You know when you're not feeling open. You know it. Everyone in here knows it. So that means you don't believe you're the creator of your experience. And you don't believe you're loved by God. And you don't believe that you deserve to have everything in your life be happy because you exist, just because you exist. You deserve to be taken care of just because you exist. You deserve to have abundance and prosperity just because you exist. There's nothing you need to earn it except when you're dealing with people in situations that don't love you. When you're dealing with people in situations that don't love you, you're going to be an earning son of a gun. You're going to be earning it every minute. Did I do that all right, dear? Did I do this all right? Did I please you over here? What are you doing over here? Are you not going to look? Am I hugging you enough? Am I not hugging you enough? Am I coming over enough? Am I coming back calling? Because I love you.
I didn't want you to be.
I'm too lazy. I'm too lazy. And plus it never worked anyway. I have had my share of insecure women. And yours too. I don't ever had my share of, I've had your share of them. And the one thing I noticed about an insecure person, you can never do enough to make them feel secure.
Yeah.
They're like a bottomless pit. You'll never be loving enough. You'll never be kind enough. You'll never be reassuring enough. And I realized that it was my own insecurity that was creating that person so that they could get me in touch with my insecurity that I was projecting onto them as if it was their insecurity to hide my own insecurity from me.
Whoa.
You have some understanding of what I just said, and there's some people in the room don't understand just what I just said. Because it's only right, I say it again. I thought I was dealing with insecure women because I was projecting my own insecurity into that person so that I could stay unaware of my own and feel like I was the secure one and they were the insecure one. Because they were acting jealous and insecure, it actually made me feel more secure. So I thought I didn't have a jealousy issue because they were going crazy if I was walking out the door, which kind of made me feel secure. So I could walk around like I'm secure. Right? So the truth is I couldn't be with an insecure person and not be insecure, and the insecure person couldn't be with a confident person without being confident. So she was as confident as me and insecure as me, and I was just as insecure as her or confident as her. That's the truth. You cannot be attracted to a person that's opposite to you, really. They can appear to be opposite, but why are you drawn to them? It's because they're getting you in touch with something within yourself that's a part of you. And that's true about the cool people too.
Yeah.
You know, I was at the birthday party last night. They're surrounded by cool people everywhere I looked. I was like, I'm so cool. I'm so cool that everybody in this party cool. I am cool. You know, why? Because my environment was reflecting back to me my mind. I don't have to doubt whether or not I'm a loving person. I'm surrounded by them.
Yes.
If I was a pain in the butt, they wouldn't be around me. That's the definition of being happy, not being around me. So I could look at the people in my environment and know that I was loved, and there could have been nobody in my environment and I would have felt loved. Because I've taken the time to establish a relationship with my source. And even when I forget, it tells me, you cool, you cool, you cool, you cute. You know what I'm saying? I'm always late for class, just looking at myself. I know I gotta go, so I just set my alarm. Earl, 15 minutes, that's enough. Now, people who don't know about someone having confidence in themselves and loving themselves will say that's arrogant. That's vain. No, it's arrogant to think you're not beautiful. It's arrogant to think you're not beautiful. Your creator has defined you as beautiful, so you being arrogant when you try to define yourself as something your creator said you're not. That's being arrogant. It's saying you're loved, you're saying you're not. You're the one that's arrogant. The one that's not arrogant is in agreement with the creator that's loved.
Amen.
That's when you're not arrogant. When my creator says I'm free and I'm beautiful and I'm innocent, and I go, yes, I am free, I'm beautiful, and I'm innocent. That is not arrogance. That's obedience. That's willingness. You like that? Yeah. All the niggas want a cigarette, no? I'll say it once, I'll say it a million times. People with sexual hang-ups hate me. Everything we do is innocent. Everything we say is innocent. I'm not going to sit up here and censor myself for anyone.
Amen.
Thank you.
That's why I'm looking forward to that one day uncensored workshop. Don't you come to that workshop with your judgment about anything about how I should be. I'll kick you out. I will not put up with that stuff. Did you imagine the shock?
Yeah.
Because I'm just a nice guy, right? Earl would never kick nobody out. Get out of here! I'm practicing. Get out of here! And anybody that knew me would knew they didn't have to go. That's how people who know you, they know you would never do something unloving. So somebody that know me would say, oh, that Earl don't mean that. Somebody that didn't might get up and go. I'm protected either way. Think about it. So, whenever you think you know, peace will depart from you because you've abandoned the teacher of peace, which is T-O-P, top. Teacher of peace, top. So whenever you think you know, peace will leave you. Peace leaves you every time you think you know, and whenever you fully realize you don't know, peace returns. For you will have invited God to return by abandoning your ego, which is your belief that you know, on behalf of God. So that's why I would like to take one sentence of the course. When you fully realize you don't know, your peace will come back. When you fully realize you don't know, your peace will come back. So if your peace has not come back, you haven't fully realized.
You don't know.
You don't know. Okay, so whenever you say you don't know, that's an invitation to God. I don't know is the same as saying God does. I don't know is the same as saying the universe does. I don't know is the same as saying my higher self does. So actually saying I don't know is an invitation to that which does know in you to let you know so that you can have peace and understanding again. So how do I know when I've surrendered? I know when I've surrendered when I have peace and understanding. How do I know when I have peace and understanding? When I recognize I don't know. See, that's only one thing that you can walk out of here with today and it could change your whole life. You just remember the stuff we've covered so far.
Yeah.
Notice that it's saying the same thing every kind of way possible. It's acting like we're dense. Of course, that's like we don't listen. We're the best listeners in the world.
Oh, yeah.
As long as it's about a Broncos game. That's what I said. I aspire to Bronco level enthusiasm. That's my goal in my class. Bronco level enthusiasm. When we can get that enthusiastic about ourselves, our lives will transform overnight.
Yes.
Why do you think the Peyton Mannings of the world and the Brockweilers, the quarterback, why do you think they have such money? And such? Because we're all enthusiastic about them.
Yeah.
Think about that for a minute. That we're all enthusiastic about them more so than ourselves, and they live a life that many people imagine in terms of prosperity and abundance and wealth, even though those who are broke say, well, money not everything. I understand. Okay. Now, well, they rich, but they're not happy. You're poor and you're not happy. Between the two, I think I'll go with the rich. You know, I condemn the very thing I want, right? Then I think I'm gonna have it. I condemn someone, and you know, I condemn somebody else's prosperity and wealth, but then I'm saying I want it. I'm happy for all rich people on whatever level that they're happy on, because I'm the rich person. We are everything we see. You are everything you see. You are everybody 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 you see. And everyone you see, they are carrying around in their body your thought that you don't want to own as being your thought. So it looks like everybody else has the thoughts. I have hate, but I don't want to admit it, then you'll have hateful thoughts that I'll be judging. I have confidence that I'm not admitting, then I'll meet the person that's really, really confident out there. Everyone is carrying around your thoughts because we are one being having the experience of being many beings. God is playing with herself.
Wow.
And so it's about time we get to joke. So we can laugh too.
Yeah.
Okay? So the Course says, call not upon the ego for anything. What does that mean? Don't call upon your past learning for anything. Don't call upon your past learning for anything. Don't call upon what you learned from the world for anything. Don't call on the world's way of thinking for anything. That's the only thing you need to do is stop listening to yourself. Woo! That's who you've been listening to, and that's why you're the way you are now in whatever area that you're dealing with stuff, because you were listening to yourself. He says, listen to your God self, your real self, not the self that believes it's afraid or vulnerable or separate or it's a body. Do not believe the part of yourself that just thinks it's human. Don't believe in the part of yourself that just thinks it's human. Don't believe in the part of yourself that just thinks you're human only.
Yes.
Because it believes you're something that's vulnerable and a victim and fragile and can be hurt. You don't want to listen to the part of you that's scared. Okay. The only thing was missing was a oink. Now, what's the only thing you need to do? I go to your own. That's right. Okay. And then it says the Holy Spirit. Now let me explain what the Holy Spirit is. You want to hear what the Holy Spirit is so you can substitute for it?
Yes.
It's your loving right mind. It's the part of you that still knows the truth and is linked to God. It's the part of you that knows that you are loving and lovable and loved and powerful. There's a part of you that knows everything I'm teaching, because what I'm teaching came from you. You created this class. You created me standing in front of you, and you're also creating everything I'm saying to you. I'm a projection, a great big projection. Chocolate. Well, chocolate projection. That's right, everybody knows. There's Yoda, and then there's Broda. I'm Broda. May the finger be with you. Okay. It says the Holy Spirit, which is your what?
Loving right mind.
Of itself will fill every mind that so makes room for it. So what does that mean in plain language? Love will fill every mind that makes room for love.
Yeah.
Freedom will fill every mind that makes room for freedom. Abundance will fill every mind that makes room for it. So why is it that I'm not experiencing my abundance and my love and my joy and my peace? Because there's no room. Because I'm so full of crap. I'm so full of fear and doubt and suspicion and separation. There's no room for the love. There's no room to let the Holy Spirit fill my mind with love. I'm too busy focusing on what happened in my past. And the Course says that oh, I love this. It's so good it's going to be hard to hear this. Okay, but I'm going to tell you anyway. Okay. It says, if you want peace, you have to abandon. Are we good at abandonment?
Yeah.
All right. This is our path, man. All right. The abandonment path? I can do that. Can't y'all? You know you can. Has anybody ever abandoned you?
Oh, yeah.
All right. It didn't happen unless you're also a person that had abandoned yourself. It couldn't have happened unless you were a person that's abandoned yourself. So do we know how to do abandonment?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so of course Spirit would give us a path they call for using Abandonment. That's why it's working with us, making abandonment a good thing. I'm glad I mastered abandonment.
Yeah.
I'm abandoned man. You got a problem? Here I go. In the other direction, I'm abandoned man. All right. So he says you must abandon the teacher of attack. So you got to abandon that part of you that tells you to go off on people.
Yeah.
You got to abandon that part of you that tells you to judge and to get angry and to attack. He says, but the teacher of peace, something that teaches peace, something that loves you, will never abandon you. What loves you will never abandon you. What loves you will never abandon you. What loves you will never abandon you. So now you got all that abandonment issue, you got all that abandonment juice. Now I'm going to take all that abandonment I'm so good at to abandon what hurts me, to abandon what criticizes me, to abandon what judges me, to abandon what attacks me. I'm abandoning everything that don't treat me right in me. Then it says, you can desert love, but love will never reciprocate. So even if I abandon somebody, if they love me, they're not going to abandon me. See, the Course teaches you the difference between real love and what we made up. And when you hear the difference between real love and what we made up, in most cases, you realize you're not doing real love. So then it explains why you haven't been happy. And now it's no longer a mystery, you have peace and understanding. Why is it that nothing has been going right for me? I got it! I've been doing nothing right! It wasn't my mama, it wasn't my daddy, it wasn't my race, it wasn't my gender, I just was not doing anything right!
Well, I hope I was wrong.
And I hope I'm wrong. I want another way to look at it. So I can forgive my daddy now. My daddy didn't do anything to me. No matter what it looked like my daddy did to me, it looked like daddy did a lot. I can forgive my mama because I wasn't my mom. Because you know what? My mom and dad are not even in the body right now, so I certainly can't blame somebody that ain't even around. Y'all don't do that, do you? I mean, y'all not blaming people that's not right here, right now, for any unhappiness that you have, right? Y'all not thinking that the reason why you're not having a good time right now has anything to do with what anything has happened to you in the past or the future.
Oh, no.
Because you know it's right now that you're choosing what to think, right?
Yeah.
And you know that right now what you're feeling is coming from what you think, right? So that means if you're unhappy right now, who's making themselves unhappy right now? They are doing why? Because you're the one that's choosing to use right now to think about the past or the future. So you're the one that's making you feel unhappy right now, not your mom and daddy. You might be using this time to think about your mom and daddy, so you bring your mom and dad out of a past that don't exist no more, and then you're feeling bad because you're thinking about what happened between you. That's not them upsetting you anymore, that's you upsetting you.
So I don't understand.
So now you don't know, you must not understand because you would do something that crazy if you understood.
Right.
See, the only reason why you do crazy stuff is because you don't understand. So that's why you can forgive yourself and feel innocent about whatever you are right now. Give yourself a break. You can't look innocent, look God, baby. Yeah. And you're just pooping all over your feet. And God is the ultimate depends. You can depend on God. See, I understand that joke. It brought me peace. Yeah, this is really hilarious. It said, you can desert love, but love will never reciprocate. Who knows what to reciprocate means? It means it's not going to do it back to you. And he says, because the Holy Spirit's faith in you is his understanding, and that love's faith in you is as firm as his faith in his creator. So my faith in you is as great as my faith in God. So if I want to know how much faith I have in God, I'm not even going to say this. Y'all know what I'm about to say, though. Yeah. It's as much faith as you have in me. That explains a lot, don't it? See how you're getting the answers? See how the Course in Miracles is actually giving us the answers to the things that we've been wondering about all our lives? Oh, why doesn't it look like God comes through for me if there's no such thing as God? Why doesn't it look like the Creator comes through for me consistently? Well, the measure of your faith is how much faith you have in others. That's how much faith you have in God. Now, I'm tempted to say I got faith in God, but not faith in y'all. I really believe in God, but I don't believe in you. No, I don't believe in your egos. I don't trust not one person's ego in this room. I'll be straight up with you. I do not trust your ego. Somebody walking up to me, think I'm different from them, and they think I'm another person, and they're talking to me like I'm another person, and they're relating to me like I'm another person, and they're upset because they're blaming something from the past or future for what. I am not going to trust that person because that is an ego. It's not that person.
Wow.
They've already let you know they don't know the truth. So you know they're going to be inconsistent because anybody that doesn't know the truth is inconsistent. And anybody that you write a script for how you think they should be will always break that script at some time or another because it's not a law of God. It's something you made up for your own enjoyment. Just because I say it would be enjoyable to me, if he put on the tutu, right, and he might do it, you know what I'm saying? That's on the right day. But he's not wearing the tutu every day. So if I make my happiness dependent on him wearing a tutu every day, then I'm going to be upset. That's what we do. All of us do. We make up fantasies that we think people should act out, and then we try to hold them to the fantasy, and then inevitably I'm not going to do it because it's not a law of God. God did not say, let there be a tutu. Forever on this brother. Because whatever God creates is eternal. It lasts forever. He would be trapped in his tutu. That's not the worst to be trapped in your tutu, brother. And that's what we do in relationships. We try to trap people in our tutus. When we come up with how we think it should be and try to trap them inside that perception. And heaven forbid they do something outside of my perception of what they should be doing. Then I get mad as if they did something wrong because they didn't do what I wanted them to do out of my total desire to control them. Woo! 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 So he says, love knows that faith in the Creator must encompass faith in the creation. So if I have faith in the Creator, I have to have faith in you, and it's this consistency. In this consistency lies your innocence and God's innocence, which he cannot abandon. For it is not the will of God to abandon the idea that you're sinless and innocent and guiltless. I will never abandon the idea that you are sinless, innocent, and guiltless. I will not abandon the idea that you are innocent, sinless, and guiltless. As soon as I was born, somebody told me I was born in sin. I hadn't even had time enough to do nothing, and I was already born in sin. I'm peeing on myself, born in sin. Right? Some of y'all know what I'm talking about. You came in, you were told you were going straight to hell, and you were born in sin. So you came in and got a core belief that something about you was wrong. Don't you realize that? When someone teaches you that, as soon as you come in here, that's a core belief that you're separate from God. That's a core belief that you're separate from love. That's a core belief that something about you isn't good. And you start recreating that in your life from childhood because your thought is created. So the Course in Miracles has the purpose of rooting out the core beliefs that we have that blocks all of our happiness, provided the person loves himself enough to invest a little bit of time in their own happiness. Most people don't love themselves enough to devote any time to their own healing. That's why the hardest part of any of this for any of you and me is the beginning. Because at the beginning is when your self-esteem is lowest. And when your self-esteem is lowest, you're prone not to ever do anything that's going to benefit you and focus all your attention in the most meaningless BS possible. In the beginning. Because you don't love yourself in the beginning enough to go, I'm going to read this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to study this, I'm going to do the lesson. And I realize that when I stand up here and I'm talking to myself. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. That's why the hardest part is the beginning. The hardest part is going to be for you to get motivated enough to do anything you just heard today. Because if you're at the beginning, you don't love yourself probably enough to do it yet. That's why you have to be patient with yourself. You don't love yourself enough yet to do a workbook lesson. Not yet. You will. That's what that one day for me is about. It's like a day of hardcore truth. And how to apply it, and how to do it in every area. You know, I don't want to spend 2 seconds trying to keep anybody awake or alert. Mm-mm. 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 Because I want to move fast. You can't move fast with people who are not enthusiastic about themselves. Yeah.
So the people who might be falling asleep in this class are as a reflection of where it is that you want to fall asleep?
Get out of here. Dame Brody got to say is may the finger be with you. Of course. That's why I keep doing it over and over again for 35 years. Because I do know I'm just seeing myself. But that still don't stop you from asking for what you want.
That's right. Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah, that's still okay to ask for. It's still okay for me to ask for what I want, but I still recognize that it's all me. Sometimes I like just to deal with slices of myself. I can't deal with the whole pie. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I can just deal with a little sliver of it. And that little tiny sliver of all is called the special love relationship. It's like one of them meats that they put on the thinnest slice that you do. You know, that's the special love. That's just a little thinnest part of yourself that you can deal with. Okay. I can't really deal with my whole self, so I need one person. I'm ready for a sub sandwich. I need multiple meats. So all the time I'm myself. I feel like Michael Jackson on stage. That's what he used to say all the time. The only time he felt like he could truly be himself was when he was on stage, because that's when he expressed himself fearlessly. That's exactly the way I feel when I teach. Yeah, I feel like it's the only time I'm 100% myself. Every other time, I'm more concerned about what other people think. Or people are more prone to challenge what you're saying. So you don't get a chance to just express yourself.
Yeah, sure.
Because people feel compelled to try to correct you when you're talking to them on a one-on-one. You see what I'm saying? So this is like an opportunity for me to learn how to express myself fearlessly. Because nothing feels better than letting love come through my body. And true, nothing. I'm telling you, you can't name one thing that's more enjoyable to me than the truth. Nothing. Sex, money, travel, you name it, anything. It does not compare to how it feels being with you, sharing the truth, letting this stuff come through me. Absolutely. And you can avail it to you in your own way, just like I am. And you can feel good beyond anything, because you'll be fulfilling your function. You'll be finally doing what you were born to do, which is to be an example of love. Doesn't matter how you do it in terms of what you do in your everyday life. That's just the clothes you wear. But you want to know why you were born? You were born to be a conduit for the good, the holy, and the beautiful to come into this plane, because the love that we want to solve the problems of the world can only get here through us. We are the spouts. We are you are the channel. You are the way that the love gets in. But if you hate yourself, that's a block before your own miracle.
Wait, we said that again.
When you hate yourself or don't love yourself, that's like, here's the love, here's the miracle, here's your happiness, here's your abundance. It wants to come through you. I don't love me and I don't love you. Then the love is doing that. And that's what you're doing. It wants to get through, because it feels so good when it goes through you, you can't hardly take it. I'm controlling myself all the time around you all. And I've said that before, you better believe this is not the level of love I could show you. I just don't want to scare the hell out of you. I don't want you to get suspicious. I don't want you to start down. I can't tell you how many women told me in that party last night when I told them that they were beautiful and powerful. You just say that to everybody. I said, well, that's why you can believe it. If I only say it to you, it's a lie. Whatever I only say to you is a lie. What's true belongs to all of us, and all of us are beautiful, and all of us are powerful, but in our unique way. So that's not taking anything away from the sincerity I have about telling you that you're beautiful and unique in your own way, because I tell her she's beautiful and unique in her own way. Are you so unconscious you don't want nobody to be complimented but you? That's the ego queen. That's the ego king. I'm the only one in the world that's supposed to be acknowledged. And if somebody acknowledges anyone else, somehow or another, they're a liar and a deceiver because everybody knows I'm the best thing out here. And that's what makes them a liar, because I'm the best thing out here. Can't be anybody else. The epitome of insecurity. And how can I see you as myself and begin to know you as myself and not want to more and more express love for more and more of you as I recognize you as me? That's insane. It's like I'm going to love my hand, but I'm going to put down my other hand. Okay, this hand right here is okay for me to love it, but if I love my foot, I'm cheating on my hand. That's the way y'all play. That's the way y'all play. Cheating on me. That's the sign of total unconsciousness. There's nobody else to cheat on. There is nobody but you. Except the little insecure part that needs somebody to treat it better than anybody else so it can feel okay. But that's not you. That's not you. That's not you. That's the you made up. That's not really you. That's why it needs so much attention, because it's not you. The only part of you that you're trying to fix is the part that's not you. You are perfection. Hold up, Chris. You are perfection. I want you to hear that. Just because you don't think you are don't mean you're not. Just because you don't believe you are don't mean nothing. We already been told you shouldn't trust yourself. You know you shouldn't. You don't get it. That shouldn't have to take a whole lot to convince it. What do you mean I shouldn't trust myself? Well, look at the results. So I'm really doing you a favor. You don't know anyway, so why not say I don't so you can relax? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? This is common sense. The Course in Miracles teaches that the second coming of Christ is nothing but the return of our common sense. I love that definition. The second coming of Christ, yeah, you got some sense again, Earl. That's the second coming of Christ. Because you're crazy. This is the book on You're Crazy. I just don't want to say it that, I want to say it nice. You just need to learn how to love yourself. No, you're back crazy. And I'm back crazy. So now I can have mercy on myself. Now I can receive knowledge. Now I can receive guidance. Now I can receive help, because I realize the problem and the answer is in the same place. The problem's in me and the answer's in me too. I'm not looking for you all to be my answers anymore.
Thank you. Thank
you.
I'm not looking for you all to be my answers, my happiness anymore. I know you can't make me happy. I know you can't. So I'm not hunting anymore. There's no bit more carrot in front of his face. He's not going to a party looking for the woman and the man that's going to make him happy. He's not going to the job looking for the job that's going to make him happy. He's not looking for nothing outside of himself to make him happy. And the only thing that's left is the part of him that still believes that there's something outside of him that will make him happy. Right? He's still there. Just because I made the decision don't mean the part of me that thinks the old way is gone. It's like going, ha! I'm going to show you how wrong you are, buddy. I'm going to track you to every person that lets you down, betrays you, you can't count on, to prove to you that the idea that you could have a happy life is the biggest bunch of crap that you could have ever come up with. So I got to be on the lookout in the beginning for all the tricks I'm going to play to make me think I don't deserve the love that I'm asking for. So it'll make me be attracted to the worst person that I ever had, one step away from a serial killer for the next day. You know what I'm saying? I lose my job, I get laid off, my partner leaves me, you know what I'm saying? I gain 942 pounds, you know what I'm saying? Everything possible to make me go, you're right, this truth stuff is just a bunch of crap. It doesn't really work. Because if it really worked, I wouldn't still be going through what I'm going through. So that's your old self trying to make sure that you keep it going. Yeah. And it'll create a whole world for you to prove that you're wrong in trying to love yourself. That's why we can't do this alone. That's why we need classes like this. That's why we need to come together. That's why I do videos. Because it's not until you invest some energy into the thoughts that free you, that they can do their thing, and a thought becomes stronger through sharing it. And the more you share something, and the more people that believe it, the stronger the thought becomes.
Yes.
Because a thought and an idea is the only thing you can share and keep and never lose. I can share an idea of going to the movie with you, and now you have the idea of going to the movie, but I still got the idea of going to the movie. So you can share ideas without ever losing. And so for an hour, I'm sharing ideas. So the idea extending would be you accepting the idea that you deserve to be happy, and then you going out into the world with that idea about yourself. That's what creation means. It starts with us, and whatever comes through you has an effect on you. The joy I feel with you, I gotta feel it before you feel it. You might not even feel it at all, but I feel it. I feel how good it feels to be with you. You may not feel how good it feels to be with me. But that's okay. That's don't stop me from feeling good about being with you. I don't need you to be happy. I don't need you to be happy. I will not need you to be happy, so I won't have grievances against you. So that I won't be judging you. I won't be mad at you because there's no expectations that you're not meeting. I'll accept you where you are. This is the way you feel like being with me today? Okay. Oh, this is the way you feel like being with me today? Okay. Oh, this is the way you decided you want to live your life today? Okay. And oh, this is the way you decided you want to be. That's what I'm doing with everybody. Okay. All right. Okay. 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 All right. Okay. Okay. Because it's much easier to be with a person where they are than to try to be with them where you want them to be. I found that out. And I tell you what else I found out too. What else I found out was whatever need I had still got met. It just got met by somebody that wanted to meet it. So I started to be able to have whatever I wanted right now if I started to let go of who I thought should bring it to me. So I started to have everything I saw everybody else searching for because I was willing to have it come to me however it could and whoever it could come through. But you have to be free to live that kind of life. You have to be free to live that kind of life. You have to be free to live a life that you're flexible enough to let love come to you however it needs to come to you and where it needs to come to you. But if you limited the amount of love you can receive, then you're going to not be able to take advantage of the ways that it's trying to get to you. And suppose that person don't want to give it to you, then you're just supposed to do without it forever. And you also realize they're not the one that's sourcing it anyway, and the person that was sent by spirit will be coming to you with an irresistible desire to join. In whatever way that's going to bring the most peace. That doesn't necessarily mean physically. Sometimes the most loving relationships that you can have with people is non-physical. Especially if they don't want to be physical with you. You know, that's called assault. Okay, so you want to kind of stay spiritual. Stay spiritual. Stay spiritual. So thanks for listening. Oh, Chris, yes, your question, brother.
So then, if it seems like someone makes me feel great and I'm enamored with someone and just someone makes me feel all these great feelings, in reality, the truth is that I am making myself feel great about an aspect of myself.
That's right. And an aspect of them. It's you. Your feelings come from you. Your feelings come from you. Your feelings come from you. Your happiness comes from you. It doesn't come from anywhere else. That's why the event or the physical body is neutral. That's why somebody you like can touch you on your shoulder and massage your shoulder and you say that's the best thing in the world. Somebody you don't like massage your shoulder and you say it's the worst thing that ever happened to you because the event, the massaging on the shoulder is neutral. And everything in the world is neutral. And then you give it whatever meaning. So if I say I'm in love with you, that's because I'm giving myself the feeling of in love with you. You may not feel that way at all. We all have run across that. And we go, oh, I feel it, why don't they feel it? Well, they're choosing not to feel it because they don't want to feel it with you. They got somebody else maybe they're feeling it with or not. You know what I'm saying? And a person pretty much know what they're going to do with you within the first 5 minutes of the time they spend with you. The rest of it is just a game you playing to have some fun until you do what you knew you were going to do from the very beginning. That's a real date. Yeah. That's a real date is when you already know how it's going to turn out before you even have it. And then you do the dance for the fun of it. And there's no fun to be doing that dance and ain't nothing going to happen. So I don't ask you out unless I already know I'm going to have a good time with you. Because I already know I feel that way about you. So I know it has nothing to do with what you do. I've gone, oh, okay, I've decided I'm going to feel good about this person or this situation. So let's get together, because now I can feel good no matter what you do or don't do. Because I don't understand. I don't understand you, so I'm giving myself a new experience of you. Because I'm not putting a script on you. And if I'm open, if I'm totally open, and you know I'm open, then whatever you do with me is what I know you want to do. Because I'm open to you. You follow that? Yeah. See, when somebody's open to you, then you're the one that's determining the boundaries. And so they get a chance to see an honest expression of what you want to do with them. And then they may do it or may not. Doesn't mean I'm going to automatically say yeah just because you want to do it. But if I'm totally open, I'll find out what you want to do. That way we save time and we can enjoy ourselves faster, because I won't be spending most of the evening trying to do something you don't want me to do. That's wasting time. There could be an enjoyable evening or time or whatever. I want you to do with me what you want to do in innocence and peace. And that's the only way I want it. Because any other way, you're going to create drama and pain. So, I'm going to stop right here. Would you acknowledge yourself for hearing this? Another thing too, y'all, you might think about this. The person's personality is going to always change. The person's personality is going to always change. But what can remain consistent is you all using the relationship for growth and for the truth. So if you make the truth the center of a relationship, you can have a lifelong relationship with a person that's totally joyful. Because you're focusing on the part of them that is going to be real from now on. That's going to be the part of them that wants the truth and the part of you that wants the truth. But the personality stuff that y'all doing, that's going to change. The stuff that y'all like to do right now that y'all enjoy in the physical, that's going to always change. So don't even worry about that. But if the truth is the center of the relationship, then no matter how much the form of the relationship changes, you all will still be tight. You all will still have a relationship with each other that's awesome. Don't expect a person's personality to stay the same. Don't expect a person's personality in the way. That means they're not growing. Yeah. That means you're in a stagnant relationship. If their personality is the same way it was now as it was 20 years ago, y'all might want to take a look at that. I'm just saying. Just saying. So, Tuesday is the Way of Masterclass. We've been having a Kick Butt Way of Masterclass. I want to invite you to come to that on Tuesday at 7 o'clock. Also, if you open to having a one-on-one session with me called a clarity session, where I take all the new thought in the course and my knowledge of astrology and numerology as a tool to hear what the Holy Spirit is saying, then I'm available for that. Go to my website, earlpurdy.com, and we can have a session. We can work that out whether you're in town or out of town. Okay, that's important. If you want to make a financial expression of appreciation, and you're online or in here, you can go to my website and do that. I appreciate that, because this is all I do in the world, is be a messenger of God. So I appreciate those of you who see value in what I do enough to be moved to actually share money with me, knowing that in this world, that's something that's helpful. Yes. That's a sign of love. That's a sign of love. But you're totally okay if you don't. But I'm just being straight up with you. You know, it's one thing to hug a child, it's another thing to feed one. You know, it's a whole lot of difference. But I'm sustained by the love of God.
Yes, you are.
So that means that I have a fail-safe protection about being taken care of in this world, and you do too. Yeah. Absolutely, absolutely. Those of you who have signed up for the one-day hardcore that I'm doing, then it's going to be a limited enrollment, so the sooner that you share your financial investment, the more that locks that in for you. And you can do it online and let me know it's the financial investment is only 100 paper strips called dollars. That's what it is. And it's worth 1,000% more. You better believe that. You know. So, if you want to do it, then I have it up front, and you can sign up, and then I'll see what's going to be the end result. But so far the response has been wonderful, and I haven't even sent out an announcement. You know, that's what it is when people really feel like the truth is coming through you. Like back in Memphis when I had my center for 20 years, if I was doing a workshop, I didn't even have to say what it was. I just said, I'm doing a workshop. And I just put out 50, 60 people would sign up. Why? Because they already feel that whatever spirit would send through me would be something that would be helpful to them. They didn't even care what the subject was. That's the way your students are. That's the way your teachers are. That's why I know the difference between my students and my teachers, which is the same thing. I interchange those terms. Mine, they think that whatever I'm doing is valuable enough to trust and be open to me, period, no matter what I'm sharing. And those are the ones that I'm most devoted to. Those who love me the most. Trust me the most. I could tell you it's the other way around, but it ain't. Okay, all right. That's not specialness, that's love. That's appreciation. Because you don't forget, your long-term goal is to be surrounded by that which appreciates you more and more. That's the goal. That's not being arrogant, that's being smart. You know what I'm saying? Because if you already love learning through people who don't love you, you'd already be in ecstasy. So you know that's not the path for you. Think about it. Think about that for a minute. If being around people that you didn't love, being in situations that you didn't enjoy was the answer to your happiness, then you would already be ecstatically happy.
Right, sure.
So you know that's not the way. So all we have to do is go, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. I don't understand. I don't know what anything is for. He says, then your peace will return, and then that allows spirit to then give you guidance and to give you the answer. So the guidance, when you say I don't understand, remember it's the same as saying God does.
Yeah.
It's not just going, I don't understand, and that's it. That's your way of going, I don't really understand, but I know there's something that does. I don't really understand, but there's something within me that does. I don't know, but I know there's a spirit that does. That's what you're saying when you're saying, I don't know. It's the way you open yourself up for the answer to come to you the best way and the quickest way it can come. Because if you think you know, then you are going to be the one that decides how the answer's supposed to come. And if you decide it's going to come from the left, the right, and it comes from the left, then you'll miss it because you've already decided. But if I go, I don't know, then it can come left, right, up, or down. Because I don't know. So beware of saying you know when you don't have any peace. You're cutting off your help. And you deserve to be happy now.
Just a really quick question about that. So is this a tool to use when I am feeling conflict, or is this also a tool to really tune into when I'm feeling peace? Of like, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. In other words, whenever you're wondering about when it's okay to use the truth,
Use the truth.
you can use the truth all the time. Okay, there is no exception to the truth. Are we clear about that? Should I use the truth in this situation, or should I use the truth that? Well, both.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, there's never any exception. How often do I ask? Anytime I need to. Whenever I'm in conflict, I don't understand. No matter what,
Right.
there's a no exception rule. So today,
I don't know.
you received the answer to everything that you've ever asked. And it didn't cost you a dime. There was not a charge on the door for you to come in. And because of that, it probably won't be valued as much. And I understand that. That's the way we are. You know, we haven't been taught to value what's being given freely as much as the stuff that people charge us for. Because we've been taught to be consumers. And so it's much more natural to us to pay. And so I want to encourage you to use the information that you receive freely, so that you can receive more. Use it. Because you're too cute, and you're too beautiful, and you're too deserving to continue the suffering at all. It's not necessary. So the next time something happens, go, I do not know what anything including this means.
I do not know.
What anything including this means. And so I do not know how to respond to it. And I will not use my own past learning as the light to guide me now. That's the response. It's in that chapter.
Yeah.
I'm upset right now. I don't know what anything including this means, and so I don't know how to respond to it. I don't know how to respond to it. Why? Because I don't know what anything including this means, so I don't know how to respond to it. I don't know how to respond to them. I don't know how to respond to them. What do you mean? Because I don't know what anything including this means, and I'm not going to use my own past learning, the stuff that I've learned in the past and fear and conflict from the world. I'm not going to use my old grievances and my old ways of looking at things. It's the light and the truth to guide me now. I'm not going to go back to that old stuff I learned from the world that's basically saying I'm a victim of this situation. That's the light to guide me now.
Yep.
And that will be enough to let spirit take its rightful place in your awareness and tell you what to do. Don't think it doesn't work if you've never done it. And don't think it doesn't work if you've done it one time to prove to yourself that it doesn't work. Right? Because remember what I said about your old self? It's gonna, when you say you're going to change, then it does everything it can to convince you that what you're trying to do isn't going to work. So you set yourself up to fail to prove that you can't change. So in the very beginning, that's when you should be the most tolerant of what appears to be mistakes and failures. It's just a trick you're playing on yourself to stop yourself. That's all it is. That's all it is. You're just playing a trick on yourself. And I'm playing a trick on myself. And then we are waking up to the joke. And we're seeing what we've been doing to ourselves. So we can really have a good time.
Yeah.
All right? All right? All right? All right? I do not understand anything I see. 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 I do not understand. Now tell somebody you do not understand anything you see. You do not understand anything you see. You do not understand anything you see. You do not. Now what about we? We do not understand anything we see. 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 Yeah, give it up, boys. And when I said that the finger be with you, I'm talking about the finger of God. I'm talking about the finger of love, the finger of good.
Yeah.
All right. Chico, did you want to make an announcement?
Well, first, I just want to say what a nice GQ cover you'd make today.
Oh, boy.
And I wanted to let everyone know